Hey everybody, my name is Shannon and I'm a person on the internet that talks about books. So let's talk about books. So I'm going to do a video today that I have not done before, but it's not new to BookTube. I've really never had a reason to do it until now. Now I need to do it. You can tell from the title of the video that I am doing the Try a Chapter Challenge. It's not really a challenge, it's not really a tag. It's just a thing. It's the Try a Chapter thing. So if you're really not familiar with the concept, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the first chapter of several different books to kind of get an idea what I want to read. The reason that I'm choosing the books that I'm choosing, you'll see, is that they're very, very similar in concept and feel. At least I think. I mean, I haven't read them to know. They could be completely different in feel and mood. But I've been staring at this pile of books for like a week, and I haven't been able to decide what I want to read first. So this is going to hopefully help remedy that. So I'm going to show you what the books are, and then I'm going to read a chapter of each. So I'm going to just start with the top story, novel, book. The first one is I Am Still Alive by Kate Alice Marshall. This is a YA book wherein what's her name? Jess, I think. Her dad was like a famous survivalist, and something happens. She gets lost in the wilderness somewhere and has to try to use her dad, what she learned from her dad when he was alive. He has now since passed away, to survive the wilderness. I think. All of these are, I'm just going off of what's on the dust jacket, so I don't really know. So that's the first one. The next one is The Wilding by Benjamin Percy, and this is the story of a father, grandfather, grandson who go on a hunting trip, and I think a bear is chasing them, so they're trying to survive in the wilderness. You're getting the themes here. There's a theme. The next one is The Line That Held Us, and this is by David Joy, and this is the story of a hunting trip went wrong. A guy is out hunting in the woods. He thinks he's going to shoot a bear. He shoots a person, and then that person has like connections, and then those people start to track him down. So, hunting trip went wrong. And the last one is The River at Night by Erica Faranick, and this is about a woman who's on a rafting trip, and I guess there's an accident, and she and at least one other person is stranded in the wilderness alone, and they're kind of being chased by people or pursued in some way. It's not good. So the theme is wilderness went wrong. We have rafting trip went wrong. We have hunting trip that went wrong. We have hunting trip that went wrong, and we have survivalist in the woods, dad is dead. So I have each book separated by the first chapter. Now there's at least one book that I just did the prologue because the first chapter was very long, and the prologue was the same amount of pages as the other book's chapters were. So I Am Still Alive, the first chapter goes until page 9. The Wilding, I think, is the book that has just the prologue, and that's about, it's like 3 pages. The Line That Held Us is 6 pages, and The River at Night, this one, is 8 pages. So they're between like 3 and 8 pages. They're very, very short chapters. The Wilding, which is the one that I just chose the prologue for, I think the first chapter was like 28 pages, and it was just too much difference from the other books that we're comparing it to. So I'm just going to start with this one because it's the first thing on the pile, and I'm going to read the first chapter, see what I think, let you guys know, and then I'll come back when I get everything read. Alright, I just read the first chapter of I Am Still Alive. It was 8 pages. I like this one. There's more backstory that I kind of got quickly. Our protagonist is going to Alaska to live with her dad, who she doesn't really know. Her mom and her were in a car crash. Her mom died, so now she's going to go live with her dad. in Alaska. And she just got off the airplane, and she is driving to his house or wherever he lives. We don't really know yet where he lives. There are allusions in the first chapter to, you know, her current state, which is she's stranded somewhere. We don't have a lot of detail about that yet. We're just sort of getting the backstory. I like the way it's written. It seems like it'd be a very fast book to read. The margins are pretty big. It's straightforward, and I like it. So that's it's a good start. All right, I'm going to then pick up The Wilding just because it is the next thing in my pile. Okay, so I read the first couple pages of The Wilding, which is only like 3 pages. So I didn't get a whole lot from this. It starts with it looks like the main character is the dad. So there's a grandpa, a dad, and his son, the grandson. And it looks like at least this first perspective is the dad in the middle. And he's recounting a story of being told to kill a bear when he was a kid that was like trapped in like barbed wire, like they were gonna euthanize it, and being told to kill the bear when he was a kid. So and you know, him talking about how it's still 30 years later stuck with him as being something that he thinks about all the time. So I know that's gonna play into the bear that I know is like the villain in this book, as well as probably what's gonna become some father-son conflict. As an adult now, he's probably still gonna have issues with his dad, who put him in that uncomfortable spot when he was younger. So that's just the point of this, just setting the stage. It was fine. I didn't get a lot from it, so I don't dislike it, but you know, that was The Wilding. I'm gonna read The River at Night next. This one is 8. So I'm gonna start that one now. Okay, so I just read the first 8 pages of The River at Night, and I really like this one. This one I don't know. This one I just really dig. I like where it's going. I like the stakes here. This is, I don't know, I'm gonna really like this one, I think. I feel like I'm gonna read this one really fast. It's not a very long book. This is, I think, my favorite contender right now. Main character is like a middle-aged woman whose good friend is like hounding her to go on this rafting trip, something through the woods, and she's finally, with reluctance, agreed to go. And I really like this one a lot. That one's gonna be one of my top contenders. I am now going to read my last one, which is The Line That Held Us. And this one is also pretty short. This one is 6 pages. So this one will also be nice and quick, but the type on this one is a lot smaller. So I'm gonna read this one and let you know my thoughts and then make a decision. Okay, so I just read the first chapter to The Line That Held Us, and this one also seems really good. The story cuts right to the chase. It's not a very big book. Darrell, who is the guy that's out hunting, he's actually illegally poaching. He's in an area that he knows he's not supposed to be in, and he's hunting illegally, and he sees what he thinks is a wild boar, shoots, kills, goes out to retrieve the animal, and it's a person. And it's a person that's, in fact, he recognizes being part of a family that's like these horrible people, these terrible people. Like his daddy might have been the devil himself, and he has to decide what to do, and he decides to dig a grave and leave. And then that's where the chapter ends. So it's really kind of cool. It cuts right to the chase. It doesn't spend a couple chapters like, let's learn about the character. I mean, it's like, here's the plot, this is what happens, here are the stakes, go. So I'm also really, really excited to read The Line That Held Us. So I'm going to take 5 minutes, think over what I want to do, and I'll come back to you with my decision. Alright, so I actually got through those pretty quickly because the chapters were luckily really short. I didn't have like 50-page chapters to get through. I was able to read just enough of each book to kind of get a taste for what I thought of it. First impression is the book that I'm least drawn to is The Wilding. and I don't really know why. I might still read it. I might unhaul it. I don't really know how I'm going to end up feeling about it. That's the book that I'm kind of the least drawn to. The other three really intrigued me. I think what I'm going to do is, I think the book that I'm actually going to start with is The River at Night. And I'm going to save the other two. I definitely am going to read The Line That Held Us. I don't know when. And I think I might possibly save I Am Still Alive for Spookathon. And I think it's because I think that I'll be able to get it done quickly. It'll be a good readathon book because it seems short and straightforward. And it feels like, I don't know, like the scariest, like the idea of being, I mean, everything kind of has similar themes, but I think because this is a young girl who is alone in what's probably the Alaskan wilderness, that seems almost the scariest because everyone else has like other people. I don't really know what my logic is, and I think I'm going to start with The River at Night. I'm not going to like read it today. I'm going to read it over the next couple of days, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know what I thought of it. So, all right, to be continued. I'll see you guys sometime soon. All right. All right, see you guys in a few. Hello again! I am back. It's been a few days since I filmed that last portion of actually reading the different chapter introductions. First, I want to say, please forgive my hair. It is wet. I'm just out of the shower. It is clean. It may not look clean because it looks whatever. I didn't have time to wait for my hair to dry. It's wet. Moving on. I did read The River at Night, and I gave it a good rating. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, which is usually higher than I give most books. I think an average book anymore, I give between 3.5 and 4.2. So it actually scored higher. This was really cool, using the first chapter of each book I was interested in to read, to base off if I was interested in reading the book or not, because it kind of jump-started my interest in a book that I probably wasn't going to pick up otherwise, at least anytime soon, and it kind of gave me some insight as to what books I would be interested in reading and what maybe I would want to donate. So I'm not here to really give a review on this book, but I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I feel like it could have been a 5 if some choices were handled a little bit differently, and that's just personal taste for me. And there were some scenes that were almost like, they were high tension and they were almost there, but they could have been amped up. And the stakes could have been higher, and it's hard to explain. I just feel like there were some scenes that I really could have been scared senseless from, but then we got right to that point and then the author backed off. And I'm just like, give me more, freak me out, scare me. And if that had all been done, I probably would have given it a 5. I love a good, like, if you're gonna give me a creepy book, give me a creepy book, and that would have been 5. But otherwise, I'm very happy to have done this. I would totally do it again, and so I consider this a success. I based the reading that I was going to do on the first introductory chapter, which is supposed to grab you and give you a sense of the book, and it did just that, and I enjoyed the read. So, The River at Night, 4.5. I would do this again, and that's it. Great. I'll see you guys. I hate ending videos. I hate it. I can't do it. I'm gonna get some coffee. I'll see you guys later. Bye!